G'day, welcome to this week's video. This week we're going to look at an issue that's come up recently with some of our client planning, which is really quite interesting, and it's around the estate planning and wills and the asset type ownership. So you can see here we've got a number of ways you can own assets, and so the scenario was where a certain amount of money was to be gifted via the will to children on the death of one of their spouse. So the issues that we come up with was if X amount is to go to the children on the death of one of the spouses, what assets are actually in that person's individual name to be able to get there, and what assets sits in other ownership areas that really don't form part of the will. So I thought I'd just go through some of the ownership issues and what is included in your will and what's not included in the will. And commonly known, superannuation does not form part of your will. That's often dealt with and should be dealt with via a binding death nomination, and that really stipulates where the money is to go. So the will doesn't take care of your superannuation assets. Via your binding death nomination, you can nominate that your assets are to go to the estate to be dealt with via the will, but the binding death nomination does that. Joint assets, really that's the last survivor rules there. So jointly held assets, if someone passes away, goes directly to the remaining joint owner. That's obviously tenants in common, is where an asset can be jointly held, say some farming land, so you can have husband and wife owning a block of land in tenants in common, and that's where their respective half can be willed separately. So that does form part of the will, as opposed to joint ownership doesn't. In any interest or control in trusted companies is again not a willable asset. So really it gets down to any asset that's in your individual name, and that can be a life insurance policy. Obviously there's complications in terms of who the beneficiaries are there, so you need to seek advice there. But your bank accounts, any shareholdings in your individual name, yes, they're willable assets. But once you go into superannuation, if it's jointly held in these areas, they really don't form part of your will. So we need to be very mindful when we're making bequeaths from our will to certain people, that we actually do have the assets there to be able, so it gets to those people as we'd want when we pass. For this area, I'd definitely recommend that you get advice from your solicitor there, the person that knows this stuff backwards. But it was just a very interesting scenario that we've gone through and highlighted some real important areas. But go and see your solicitor. Hope you liked the video. Please give us a thumbs up if you don't mind, and you can even subscribe if you like the channel and the information is somewhat valuable. Anyhow, catch you next week. Thank you very much for listening. Catch you.